Hello, my name is Amber Basden. I teach at Julius Patrick Sixth Grade Academy in Rapides Parish. One issue I'm passionate about as an educator is culturally responsive education and teaching. I believe that students should be able to see themselves no matter what subject they're in. I love stressing the importance of family, the family we're born into, and the one we create. I have high expectations of all of my students. I refer to them as my scholars. I try to make every lesson relevant to their lives. When students can see themselves in the learning, it becomes personal and they become more invested in it. Also, I like enabling my students to not only learn but lead as well, acting more as a facilitator of learning than the one who's doing all the instructing. I work with exclusively with sixth graders at Julius Patrick. It's an English language arts classroom, and we use the Louisiana Department of Education guidebooks curriculum as our Tier 1 curriculum source. In this lesson, the students will examine the preamble of the Constitution, and their goal is to identify and analyze and explain how text structure contributes to the central idea of the preamble. So they're going to look at the structure of the text and then determine how the central idea of the preamble is revealed through the text structure. Prior to this lesson, students learned and we talked about how the previous government was unsuccessful in the Articles of Confederation. That was lesson 1, and we did a lot with vocab and understanding the preamble because it is such a heavy, complex text. My overall goal for my students is to develop critical thinkers who are able to effectively convey and analyze their thoughts through written expression. And not only just be able to talk about it, but be able to put it down on pen and paper, or on the computer, I should say. Once students are able to do that, then I know that true learning has taken place. And once they can think about it, once they can explain it, and once they can write about it. Something special about this population of students, and that's unique really, I guess, around the country, is that these students missed the last 3 months of their previous school year. So we're working to bridge that learning gap, as well as continue to push them farther towards the greatness that they are capable of. And also have several students who have recently been quarantined. There's no returning back to the physical building. And so learning has been a little different for them. And so those are just some of the challenges that we're facing, but they will not overcome us. We will overcome them.
All right, y'all. So today we're going to be looking at lesson 2 of the preamble and First Amendment. Today we're going to be focusing mainly on the preamble. Yesterday, if you all remember, we looked at, how does the preamble show us that the previous government was unsuccessful? And there's one important clause in the preamble that tells us that the previous government was unsuccessful. Anybody wants to guess what it was? Come on. The more perfect union part, right? If they got to do something that's more perfect, that means that what they have already isn't getting the job done. So that was the main factor that proved that the government was unsuccessful. So today, we're going to dig more into the actual structure of the preamble itself. All right, so here's our standard and objective. We're looking at 2 main standards today, RI 6.2 and RI 6.4, and you guys are like, Ms. Basin, those are just numbers. So here are the skills associated with those. We're going to be looking at the central idea of a text, right? So we're going to look at the central idea of the preamble. And then we're going to be also looking to see how do the words and the phrase in the preamble, like how does it give it its meaning? How is it used? Okay, we're going to be looking heavily at structure, at the organization of the preamble. Here's your learning goal for today. By the end of this learning period, I want you guys to be able to, it says, I can analyze and explain how the author of the preamble develops the central idea by analyzing the text structure. Okay, so we got 2 main things going on: central idea, text structure. Anyone want to take a guess at what the central idea is? What you got, Ashton?
What you're trying to learn.
Okay, what you're trying to learn, we're getting there. What you got, Christian? The main idea of the passage. That's exactly right. So we're trying to figure out the main idea of the passage, and then the text structure has to do with what? What do you think, Sequoia? How how it's formed. Oh, look at y'all. Those are my scholars. That's right. So we got the main idea and how the text is formed. That's our focus for today. All right, so I'm going to reread the preamble to you all. And as I'm reading, just let these words kind of marinate in your mind. Take in their meaning and be thinking what idea are the framers of the Constitution trying to communicate. I'll go ahead and ask you, Kaden, what's a goal? Because you and I talked about this yesterday. A goal. Okay, something you set yourself to or something you're trying to achieve, right? Something you're trying to achieve. All right. So the framers of the Constitution were trying to achieve some things. And they had 6 of these goals they were trying to achieve. So we're gonna highlight them. Then we're gonna go back and kind of talk about it. Now I'll kind of flip-flop between colors so you guys can kind of, okay, identify this is one goal, this is another goal. All right, let's see. This here. And we get this one. All right. All right, in order to form a more perfect union. That's goal number 1, guys. All right. Romeo, give me goal number 2. Hold on, back it up just a little bit. So establish justice is goal number 2. It's very important that we do them in order because they fit into a certain structure. It's very important, the structure of this. All right, Kendall, give me goal number 3. To ensure domestic tranquility. All right, go ahead, Emmanuel, give me the next goal. Provide for the common defense. Let me get Miss Mariah to give me the next goal. All right, promote the general welfare. And last but certainly not least, let me get Isaiah. Go ahead and give me the last one. That's right, secure us living to ourselves and our posterity. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, and I want you all to write down these 6 goals, okay? We're all just about finished copying down these 6 goals. Now we're going to take the time to actually analyze what they mean and how do they fit into the structure of the preamble. So that's our goal today, is to analyze this structure and get the main idea of the preamble. So these 6 goals essentially serve as the building blocks, right, of this new government. So out to the side, you might want to write you a little note and just write the term building block. That's going to be important to know. That's what these 6 goals, that's their purpose. They're the building blocks of this government that is to come. So the preamble is broken down into 4 distinct sections. Once you start looking at it and analyzing, you can realize how it's broken down. So the first couple of sections, they talk about the who and the why, right? All right, so let's analyze this first part. We the people of the United States, the Article of Confederation, right? In the Article of Confederation, when America was first established, we had 13 what? Colonies. And those people make up this new United States. So the people of the 13 colonies, that's our who. It says we the people of the United States, and those people come from the 13 colonies. Think about this. I want you to look on your vocab sheet. Refresh yourself on the meaning of a preamble. It's an introductory statement, right? And it states the reasons and the intent of what follows. So again, I ask you, why would they have the preamble as an introduction? What you think, Isaiah? Okay, the reasons why they want a new government. Anybody have anything to add? Go ahead. Okay, the reasons and the intent, right? What's another word? And don't think of a word it's supposed to with a P. And I ask you, what's your blank for living?
Oh,
Purpose, right? The preamble was there to tell the purpose of this new government, okay? That's why they had that preamble, to outline what was to come. Again, guys, it's fitting into the structure. They're outlining this Constitution. This preamble is going to tell you why we have this long document. All right, last question before we get into our writing. The preamble to the United States Constitution is one sentence. Try for them to get to the point or to draw it out. Reasons that they may decide to keep this preamble to one sentence. All right, Samani, give me what you got. Why do you think they kept it to just this one sentence? Okay, so I heard you say get straight to the point. What else, Andrew? I think I saw your hand up as well. Okay. Okay. So keep the reader interested. Ooh.
Also explain why they wanted the government, but also keep it short.
Explain why and keep it short. Anybody else want to add anything before I kind of add to this response? Okay. You guys are exactly right. They kept it one sentence, you all, so they can get straight to the point, okay? They were concerned with two words that's concise and the word succinct, okay? Concise means to the point, all right? And the word succinct means that it's clearly stated, all right? Because they clearly state their goals. I'm going to write those words for you guys up here. It's exactly what you guys said. It's concise and it's succinct, meaning that it's clearly stated and it's to the point. So you can write these words in on your notes page, okay? It's clear. Anyone who's reading this preamble is able to directly tell what the framers are trying to do. They want to get to the point, they want to make their goals clear, and they want to let the reader know exactly what they are trying to accomplish. Okay? And they did that through a very structural way. First, they told us who, right? They told us the why. They told us how. And they told us what. We looked at the who being the people of the United States, 13 colonies. The why, they wanted to improve their government. How? First, they had to have 3 goals that would make sure that the people were safe and free from harm. Then those next 2 goals, make sure that everyone was able to enjoy those blessings of a strong government, right? The well-being of everyone and making sure that it was not only well for them, for the people to come as well. In the very end, they told what? Their goal was to establish a new government. Their previous government was not effective, okay? And so, when we look at why, they choose this as their preamble, because they wanted to tell about what was to come. And then finally, we just now looked at why is it just one sentence. And you all told me they wanted to get to the point, keep their reader interested, explain why, and keep it short. And all of what you said describes something that is concise, succinct, and clear. So you have that idea going. All right, so now, before you leave, and I'll collect your exit tickets on the way out, we're going to write a double chunk paragraph answering this final question. Here's our focus question. It says the preamble to the Constitution is one sentence. How are all the goals and improvements of an entire nation developed in just one sentence? So at this time, I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes, and you all are going to write your exit ticket. I'll collect it on the way out.
Hi, this is the debrief of the lesson on the preamble of the Constitution, looking at central idea and text structure. Students were able to meet the objectives set forth of analyzing the text structure to reveal the central idea. They were able to understand that the preamble was constructed by the framers for the people of the United States to establish the purpose of the government and its responsibility to the people of the newly formed nation. Next time, I'd like the students to write their own preamble for our classroom. It would provide a sense of buy-in as well as ownership of the class, allowing students to establish goals in the direction they would like to set for our classroom specifically. Moving on, students will be looking at analyzing word choice in the preamble, specifically looking at the strong verbs used in the preamble. Looking at the strong word choice will allow them to analyze the point of view that the preamble is told